Hello everyone and welcome to Dragon Age Origins. It is the Ultimate Edition, which means that all the DLCs, all the add-ons, all the additional content should be in the game. And I'm very excited to play through this game with you joining me, because I played Dragon Age Origins way back when it came out, but I haven't played any of the DLCs and additional contents and add-ons and all of that. So those parts will be completely new for me. The rest, not, but it's been so long that I forgot most of it, I would have to admit. And I want to play through it not only because I really enjoyed it and it's a very well-beloved series, but also because Dragon Age 4 is looming in the future, and I mentioned a while back that I want to go through the entries up until now before Dragon Age 4 comes out, and that's what we're doing. So now, without any further ado, let's start a new game. Origins. I think Awakening is an add-on. We will get to that once we finish the game, which will be in the far, far future. It's a long game. And so is the Golden City blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Canticle of Threnodies, 8:13.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. The Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
And that was the intro to Dragon Age Origin. Pretty good summary of what happened over the last few hundred years. The Darkspawn are back, and the Grey Wardens need to protect the realm of the living, I guess. Now we get to the character creation. That will take a while. The background you select will determine which of 6 distinct opening stories you play through. It also affects how characters respond to you throughout the game, which is one of my favorite elements of this game, and I think not enough games, even after that, use that. That the kind of the tutorial, the intro area that you start will change depending on how you create your character. So how that works is there are 3 different races to pick from. We have humans, elves, and dwarves, and each of those also have 2 different scenarios to play through. So that's how we get to 6 scenarios. I thought a little bit about what type of character I want to play in Dragon Age Origin, and I will go with the male character. We will start as an elf. I might as well also read through the elf description. Once enslaved by humans, most elves have all but lost their culture, scrounging and impoverished living in the slums of human cities. Only the nomadic Dalish tribes still cling to their traditions, living by the bow and the rule of their old gods as they roam the ancient forests, welcome nowhere else. Elves can be warriors, rogues, and mages. Racial benefits, +2 willpower, +2 magic. Let's read through the other ones very quickly. Rigidly bound by caste and tradition, the dwarves have been waging a losing war for generations, trying to protect the last stronghold of their once vast underground empire from the Darkspawn. Dwarves are very tough and have a high resistance to all forms of magic, thus preventing them from becoming mages. Racial benefits, +1 strength, +1 dexterity, +2 constitution, 10% chance to resist hostile magic. So pretty strong bonuses, but the downside is you can't play as a dwarven mage. The most numerous yet the most divided of all races. Only 4 times have they ever united under a single cause, the last being centuries ago. Religion and the chantry play a large part in human society. It distinguishes them culturally from elves and dwarves more than anything else. Human can be warriors, rogues, and mages. Racial benefits, +1 strength, dexterity, magic, and cunning. We will start as an elf though, but do we want to be an elven warrior? Or a rogue? I think I will pick a rogue, but we will go through the classes description as well. Warriors are powerful fighters, focusing on melee and ranged weapons to deal with their foes. They can withstand and deliver a great deal of punishment and have a strong understanding of tactics and strategy. Specialization for a warrior include Berserker, Templar, Champion, and Reaver. Class benefits, +4 strength, +3 dexterity, and +3 constitution. Magi, wielding a powerful as dangerous as mage there. As dangerous as it is potent, magic is a curse for those lacking the will to wield it. Malevolent spirits that wish to enter the world of the living are drawn to mages like beacons, putting the mage and everyone nearby in constant danger. Because of this, mages lead lives of isolation, locked away from the world they threaten. Specialization include Spirit Healer, Shapeshifter, Arcane Warrior, and Blood Mage. Class benefits, +5 magic, +4 willpower, +1 cunning. Rogue. Rogues are skilled adventurers who come from all walks of life. All rogues possess some skills in picking locks and spotting traps, making them valuable assets to any party. Tactically, they are not ideal frontline fighters, but if rogues can circle around being behind their target, they can backstab to devastating effects. Rogues' specializations are Ranger, Bard, Duelist, and Assassin. +4 Dexterity, +2 Willpower, +4 Cunning. I think I will pick this. And then we can choose if I am a City Elf. You've always lived under the heavy thumb of your human overlords, but when a local lord claiming his privilege with a bride shatters your wedding day, the simmering racial tension explodes in a rain of vengeance. Or the Dalish elves, proud of your role as one of the few true elves, you have always assumed you would spend your life with your tribe until a chance encounter with a relic of your people's past threatens to tear you away from everything you have ever known. And I think that is actually the background I will pick. So we are a male elf rogue from the Dalish. Now we can adjust how we look a little bit. Let's see. Are we old? No, I think we're a young gun. Skin tone. Oh, like that one. To 2. I prefer none. Hair. Let's see. Let's go back to basic and then cycle through. Well, that could be an option. Maybe. Or that. That looks very elvish. Maybe a little too elvish. Actually, I like this one. I think we will pick some ashen hair. Oh, that is scary. Let's pick this one. Yeah, why not? Maybe a blue-ish. Well, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but we also want to pick a look that we can deal with for the entirety of the game. Yeah, kind of a pointy nose. Maybe somewhat thin lips. Ear height. Let's have big elvish ears. Neck thickness, a little bit less. Portrait. More like a mugshot is fine. Oh boy. Maybe not that. But maybe something like a smug grin as a rogue. Do we want to be called Theron? I'm okay with that. Theron is... I'm okay with that.
No! It is gone!
How do you do?
Greetings.
Greetings.
Charmed, I'm sure.
No violent?
Oh, my spell!
How do you do?
Right. Casting, focus. Not even a scratch? Coming through.
I feel like the voice isn't really fitting.
Greetings. Well, that didn't work. I need some other attack. Move aside.
Greetings.
I have lost my concentration.
It is unharmed.
Nah, I think this voice fits him the most. The other one are a little bit too deep for my taste. But now let's go to the next step. Now we can spend the points. So we have strengths. Strength measures a character's physical prowess and directly affects the damage of a character deals in physical combat. It also contributes to the accuracy of melee attacks. High strength is essential for warriors, in particular if they wish to wield two-handed weapons, and it is nearly as critical for rogues. Then dexterity is the measure of agility, reflexes, and balance. Higher dexterity improves a character's chance to hit, makes the characters more likely to dodge incoming blows, and contributes to the damage dealt by piercing weapons like daggers or arrows. Archery and dual weapon fighting styles demand high dexterity to master, making this attribute a favorite for rogues. Willpower represents a character's determination and mental fortitude. With high willpower, mages can cast more spells thanks to a deeper mana pool. For warriors and rogues, willpower grants more stamina for combat techniques and special attacks. Magic is the measure of a character's natural affinity for the arcane. This attribute is crucial for mages since it directly increases a character's spell power score, which determines the potency of all spells. The magic attribute also determines how effective potions, poultices, and salves are for all classes. Cunning determines how well a character learns and reasons. Most skills such as herbalism and combat tactics require a quick mind to master, and an observant eye can more easily find weaknesses in enemy armor. Rogues benefit most from this statistic, as many of their class abilities and special attacks rely on subtlety or reading the target, not raw strength. Then Constitution represents health and resilience. Higher Constitution. Okay, I think I will go 3 into Dexterity, or let's go 2 into Dexterity, let's go 2 into Cunning, and 1 into Willpower. Now we have a skill to spend. Coercion. The character is influential enough to convince others to change their views. Strength contributes to a more... okay. Stealing. Trap making. Survival. The character can detect the presence of nearby creatures below the character's own level. I see. Herbalism. The character can make simple potions, poultices, and salves from common herbs. Poison making. Combat training. The character has completed basic combat training. Warriors and rogues gain access to first-tier weapon talents. Mages can take more damage from attacks. Okay. And combat tactics. The character can formulate strategies quickly in battle and consequently gains a combat tactics slot. I kind of like coercion for our main character. Then talents. Rogue. Dirty fighting. Dual weapon. Okay, for this we need combat. I want to go into archery with him. The rogue has learned to fade from view, although perceptive enemies may not be fooled. Taking any action beyond movement, including engaging in combat or using items, will still attract attention. Let's take deft hands for sure. The rogue delivers a swift and unsportsmanlike kick to the target, dealing normal combat damage as well as imposing... oh yeah, I like that one. Kicking someone in the nuts. Perfect. We will play on normal.
You were born amidst the Dalish elves, noble wanderers who refused to join the society of humans that subjugated their homeland so long ago. The Dalish travel the land in tightly knit clans, struggling to maintain their half-forgotten lore in a human world that fears and despises them. You spend your time hunting with your clanmate Tamlin in the forests, and as is sometimes the case, your quarry is not always the local wildlife.
It's a Dalish!
And you three are somewhere you shouldn't be.
Let us pass, Elf. You have no right to stop us.
No? We will see about that, won't we?
There we are.
You're just in time. I found these humans lurking in the bushes. Bandits, no doubt.
We aren't bandits, I swear. Please don't hurt us.
You Shemlin are pathetic. It's hard to believe you ever drove us from our homeland.
We've never done nothing to you, Dalish. We didn't even know this forest was yours.
This forest isn't ours, fool. You've stumbled too close to our camp. You Shems are like vermin. We can't trust you not to make mischief. What do you say, Lethalon? What should we do with him?
Okay, our first decision. And again, just as a reminder, there are 6 different intro scenarios. So if you start as a human noble, for example, you have a completely different intro scenario. And there will be a point where all those paths will get to the same point, and from then on out it's at least the same starting point. But the intro area, the tutorial, if you will, that is unique to each class and their 2 different starting points. So, kill them, what do I care? Let them go, you judge humans too harshly. Let's find out what they're doing here. Give them one. Yeah, let's find out what they are doing here.
Does it matter? Hunting or banditry, we'll need to move camp if we let them live.
Look, we didn't come here to be trouble. We just found a cave.
Yes, a cave. With ruins like I've never seen. We thought there might be,
Treasure? So you're more akin to thieves than actual bandits.
If you've been there, you should have treasure to prove it. I'd like to see these ruins. Yeah, I'd like to see these ruins.
So would I. I've never heard of ruins in these parts.
But I have proof. Here, we found this just inside the entrance.
This stone has carvings. Is this Elvish? Written Elvish?
There's more in the ruins. We didn't get very far in, though.
Why not?
There was a demon. It was huge with black eyes. Thank the Maker we were able to outrun it.
A demon. Where is this cave?
Just off the west, I think. There's a cave in the rock face and a huge hole just inside.
Well, do you trust them? Shall we let them go?
Yeah, let's not just kill them. Or should we go more... Should we be more of a darker character? The thing is, if we kill one and let the others go, I would assume that the others then want revenge, right? Like, that would be the stupidest move. Well, let's go with frighten them, yeah. They seem genuinely frightened.
Don't come back until we Dalish have moved on.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, shall we see if there's any truth to this story? These carvings make me curious.
Yes, sounds like a good idea.
And if we find anything, the Keeper will want to know.
So, the way I play these games, and a lot of people know that by now, is that I prefer to immerse myself into the character. So my decisions that I make are not necessarily based on what I personally would do. What but what I think my character would do. And I imagine him being a fairly roguish, a little bit of a maybe a little bit of an arrogant elf that likes a little bit of mischief. So, tactical view. The game can be played from a variety of tactical viewpoints. Use the mouse wheel to bring your camera down to exploration. Issuing orders. While paused, you can issue orders to your character. Right-click on your desired destination. Your character now has a move order. You can issue orders in real time or while paused. Press space to unpause now. And we're saving. Okay. New codex entries. Lots of codex entries. And I thought about how I will do that, since there will be a lot of them. I will try to keep track of them. I will also try to read most of them. I might forget sometimes a book or a codex entry, but I will try to read most of them. If they are relevant at the moment, I will read them at the moment. Otherwise, I will try to take my time at the end of each episode and go through new codex entries. So. Let's get a move on. Can I pick this? That looks like something I should be able to pick. But maybe I need the potion skill, the herbalist skill. Okay. Inventory and equipment. To equip new items, you'll need to open the inventory screen. Do so now by clicking on the highlighted icon or by pressing I. To unequip, drag an item from its icon on the left side of the screen back to you into your inventory. Remove your character's armor or clothing now. Okay. To equip, same, but otherwise. Okay. For easy access to consumable items, place them into the quick bar. Okay. There. Okay. Good. Where do we have combat? Oh, there. Oh boy. Okay, we took care of those dogs, but that was some loud music. Especially compared to the normal volume, but okay. Codex about Hala, dead Hala. We'll read that later. Chest. Damisu. A one-handed dagger. Since I want to focus on being an archer, I don't think I will use the dagger much, but okay. There, some elf root. Oh, I guess we could just... No, we received an item. It said the bottom left. Okay. So it's the plants and items that shimmer a little bit. We can loot. A deep mushroom.
This must be the cave. I don't recall seeing this before, do you?
No, let's check it out. No, I don't think we should go in alone. No, that worries me. We should be wary. Let's check it out.
My thoughts exactly. With luck, we'll find something that will make us clan heroes.
Exactly. What could go wrong, right?
Of course.
I imagine ourselves kind of being a little bit cocky about some aspects.
It looks like the Shem was telling the truth. But these ruins look more human than elven.
True. So let me quickly see where the codex is. There's the codex. So here we have two new ones. We have the Hala. No creature is more revered by the Dalish than the Hala. No other animal has a god of its own. These white stacks are much larger than ordinary deer, and the Dalish Hala keepers carve their antlers as they grow, making them curve into intricate designs. In ancient times, these stags bore elven knights into combat, but since the fall of the Dales, they are used less as mounts and more to pull the rebels. And the wolf. It is rather unfair, the reputation that the wolf possesses in Ferelden. For a people that so clearly adore their hounds, Fereldans simultaneously harbor a distrust of wolves that borders on the unreasonable. Unreasonable, that is, if one were not familiar with the ancient legends regarding werewolves. There was a time in Ferelden's past when demons inhabited the bodies of wolves in great numbers, causing the wars against werewolves and spreading great fear and panic. The werewolves were slain, but even today the noble wolf is still looked upon with distrust. From Legends of Ferelden by Mother Alis of Denerim. An attack by wolves upon civilized folk happens rarely, often only in times of desperation, even then only when the wolves have the advantage of numbers. This can change during a blight. When darkspawn rise under the surface, their presence dramatically alters the savage nature of normal beasts. In blights past, as the corruption of the darkspawn spread through the wilder areas of Thetis, it would infect the animals found there, and the more powerful of them would survive and be transformed into a more vicious and dangerous beast. A blight wolf is one such example, mad with the pain of its infection, and only through the overriding command of the darkspawn does it still retain some semblance of its pack instincts. Blight wolves are always found in large groups and will tend to overwhelm a single target if they can, using their numbers to their advantage. It is fortunate that these creatures really rarely survived their corruption for very long. Okay. So I will go through the codex entries now, but also let me know down in the comments what kind of starting scenario you prefer. For those who are familiar with the game already, which starting scenario do you find most interesting? Since there are 6 different ones, let me know which one you picked and which one you picked when you played it for the first time. But now let's go into culture and history. The Brazilian forest. There are places in the Brazilian forest where the veil is so thin the difference between awake and dreaming is next to nothing. In one such place, a wood shaper was born under such fortunate stars that his mother named him Abelas, which means sorrow, and he lived up to his name. He could keep no apprentice and lost his stock of bows and mishap after mishap. Until finally he had nothing. The rest of the clan began to fear that his ill luck would harm them too, and whispered among themselves of casting him out. Abelas heard them and resolved to change his luck, and so went into the forest alone to seek a suitable tree from which to make bows. At last he spied a young rowan growing beside a stream. He drew his axe, and the tree cried out in fear, begging to be spared. But Abelas said, "If I do not take your life, mine will surely end." With 2 strokes he felled the tree. From the tree he made the finest 3 bows he had ever crafted. Pleased Abelas returned to camp and gave his bows to the hunters at once. By nightfall, however, the camp was in an uproar. The hunters had returned with braces of hairs which, when cut open, revealed only worms and sawdust. The elder said it was a sign that the hunters had robbed some spirit of its host, for it is well known that spirits do not go about waking world on their own, but inhabit another creature's body. The elder worked a charm to banish the spirit back to the Fade, and the clan went to sleep hungrily. The next day the hunters brought back a doe, and again the beast bled sawdust. Now the clan began to fear the spirit would starve them, and wondered what they had done to deserve it. Abelas came forward then and told of the rowan tree. The elder considered for a long time before declaring that they must replace what Abelas had taken from the spirit. So he sent the hunters to dig up a rowan sapling and bring it living to the camp. There the elder ordered the sapling planted and appealed to the spirit for forgiveness. There was a terrible sound then, and as if the whole forest were crying out in protest, darkness fell upon the camp, though it was just past midday. And when the darkness passed a rowan grove, every tree bearing the frozen face of a terrified elf stood where the camp had been. From then on it was forbidden in every clan to cut living trees in the Brazilian forest. The spirit know nothing of forgiveness. The Rowan Grove, a Dalish tale from Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine Chantry Scholar. In time the Dalish elf, in time the human empires will crumble. We have seen it happen countless times. Until then we wait, we keep the wild borderlands, we raise Hala and build revels and present a moving target to the humans around us. We try to keep hold of the old ways, to relearn what was forgotten. We call to the ancient gods, although they do not answer and have not heard us since before the fall of Arlathon, so that one day they might remember us. Elgarnan, the eldest of the sun, and he who overthrew his father, Mithal the protector, Fenharel the dread wolf, Andruil the huntress, Falondin the friend of the dead, Dirthamen the keeper of secrets, Gilanine the mother of Hala, June the master of crafts, and Sulais the Hearthkeeper. We gather every 10 years for the Alathven to retell the ancient stories and keep them alive, for when the human kingdoms are gone we must be ready to teach the others what it means to be elves, as told by Gisharel, keeper of the Ralafarin clan of the Dalish elves. We have 2 notes. Okay, those are credits. That's fine. Kudos to them. More credits. And then we have here the controls. We won't go through that. Just clicking through it so they are not marked as new. Okay. And this is actually where we will end it for today. Thank you all for joining me for today's first episode of Dragon Age Origins from the Ultimate Edition. We will continue with it tomorrow, and we will try to get through the game. Let me know what your memories of this game are, if you have played it before. If you haven't played it before, let me know what your first impressions are down in the comments below. If you want to support the channel, I would very much appreciate that. You can do that by either considering subscribing to the channel to get more content in the future, or maybe give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed your time here. That would be much appreciated. I will be back tomorrow with more Dragon Age Origins. Until next time, have a great time. Bye bye.